It's the NFL on EA Sports, and the question is, are you ready for some football? It's the reigning Super Bowl champs and the Bills, and it comes your way next on Madden NFL 22.
From the home of the Bills since way back in 1973, there's a look at Bills Stadium, just outside of Buffalo, New York. A few moments ago, to the delight of this Buffalo crowd, it was the Bills racing out of the tunnel as they get set to match up with the Tennessee Titans. Brandon Gunn with my broadcast partner, Charles Davis. CD, you look at the Titans in this matchup. They're squaring off against a very tough unit to throw against.
And this is not one of the better passing offenses in the league to begin with, Brandon. And to illustrate that point, they're down near the bottom of the power ranking, so the focus is going to need to be on possession-type throws. Whether they're trying to use their running backs or tight ends a little bit more, the big thing is to make sure the quarterback gets it out of his hands quickly to his receivers, and they hope to gain an advantage that way.
And we are underway in Buffalo. From the 6. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. So the Titans set to go to work for the first time. And they'll be led out by the man running the show, Charles, their quarterback.
And what I loved about meeting with him before the game was talking to a guy who takes ownership of his performance. 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions last week, but all he focused on was the loss, okay? And he did say, if I change my stats a little bit, not necessarily for me to look better, but that'll help my team.
And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down, second and right at a yard. These are his numbers from last week's contest. A boatload of carries, 128 yards.
Yeah, he could very well be on his way to a rushing title, but guess what? His offensive line, they're meeting separately because they want that rushing title as much as he does, and they want to make sure they get him there.
So, Charles, you talk about this head coach and his future with this franchise. Look, it's been a frustrating year, and I think we saw some of that frustration boil over at his weekly press conference earlier in the week.
Yeah, he's trying to say all the right things, isn't he? But he's heard the rumors. He knows what's going on out there. And right now, he is tired of having to answer the question, are you on the hot seat in every meeting with reporters? This week, he kind of said, I've had enough. And I don't blame him. He looks like a guy that may very well be out the door.
And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41. You know, you're following up on this head coach and the pressure that he is under. CD, I want to switch it to you because you've been on winning teams, but I know you've been in similar situations too where things just are not going well. How do you approach that as a player?
It's a tough approach, Brandon, because you actually have to do the opposite of what you would think. You know, in your mind, you're thinking, I redouble my efforts, I go harder. In a sense, you have to back off a little bit. You have to do a little bit less. Do what you're supposed to do, but don't take on the pressures of doing more and trying to do your teammates' jobs as well. If you do that, that's really going to lead you to more issues.
And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. If you start assessing what went wrong last week, Charles, and their loss, had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well.
And you also have to say to yourself as a team, don't go away from what worked. That's not the reason the game was lost. Running the football over time, when you do it consistently, usually translates into wins.
And they're hoping to do it consistently here. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. Not enough there for a first. No gain, as a matter of fact. And it leaves them at 3rd and 1. Well, this defense for the Bills, they really played well a week ago in that win over the Jets.
But we certainly had a nice conversation with the defensive coordinator, didn't we? And what we heard, I like what we did, but we definitely need more pressure on the quarterback this week.
And he will have a Titans first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. With that grab, he now sits at 200 for his career, and maybe more importantly, a first down. A give to Henry. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. The impressive opening drive continues, and just space being created by those guys up front.
We're seeing this the same way, aren't we? We are seeing an offensive line, as this game gets started, as it starts to unfold, that they are dominating the line of scrimmage.
First and goal, a chance for an early statement here on the road. They'll try and run for it with Henry. Down at the 2. Broke through first contact, but ultimately stopped shy of the goal line. It'll be a gain of 5 there as they move closer. It's second and goal.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
Henry. And he gets in. Touchdown, Tennessee. Derrick Henry with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year. And the Titans take the ball down the field and score on their opening drive. PAT up and good by Rosas. And that makes the score 7-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away. Webster going to hold on to it, and it'll come out to the 25. The Buffalo offense coming out, and it is Josh Allen who is at the helm.
And you and I both know that any win is a good win, and that's what they did last week. But there's also plenty for him to work on in his game, wasn't there?
Yeah.
2 touchdowns, an interception. Yeah, you know, he wants to increase that a little bit in terms of ratio. But first and foremost, they did win the game.
On first down, Allen. He's got his target. It's the tight end, Tyler Higbee. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35.
Defense gives up a touchdown the opening drive. Offense, you got to want to get out there and get those points back right now.
And that's a sharp throw there to get this drive off to a good start. First down, and they're going to throw with Allen. He's got it complete to Stephon Diggs. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30.
I don't mean to jump in on you, partner, but they didn't waste any time getting downfield, did they? I mean, a nice big play there.
3 plays, 3 successful plays in plus territory. Now this defense on its heels a bit.
It seems like they had something targeted there, doesn't it? It's like, okay, we've got a matchup we like coming right out of the gate. Let's go ahead and get right to it.
Right back to Singletary on second down. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Throwing is Allen on third. And he'll get this underneath to Singletary. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And it'll be fourth down. Rohrwasser's kick is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So, yes, it's only 3, but at least they're able to answer back after giving up the touchdown to start the game.
Yeah, I like the observation there because getting some points on the board, very positive for them. Feel a little bit better about things because if you don't score, you potentially have opened the door for them to score again, and then you're down 14.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. They had the touchdown on the opening drive of the ball game. It was countered by just a field goal. So, hey, if your guys can do that for 4 quarters, you're in good shape.
Yeah, it is a team game, so that's just good complementary football. But, you know, I know I'm no brainiac, but you trade 6s for 3s, things are going to work out in your favor.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. They'll try the right side with Henry. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. A yard in the wrong direction makes third down tougher. 3rd down and 9. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete. On now is the Titans punter as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And they have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. And, Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are, but let's face it, partner. They can't get caught looking ahead to that couch time while they're playing this one. They've got to take care of business first.
After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. Throwing again on 2nd down. Allen, that'll be caught. Rager with it. And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call. Usually see those guys out wide get called for holding on running plays. Here a passing play.
Yeah, sometimes when you get this quick screen, bubble screen, anything where they're having to block for their fellow receiver, usually at the point of attack, and this time he got caught.
Allen's throw, it's complete into the hands of Higbee. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. To the air, Allen. This one to the left to Higbee. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
From the 44, Allen. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon. It looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a 1st down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
Allen's throw is complete. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. Yeah, that's good for a gain of 6. We'll bring up a 2nd down. And again, it's Allen. That's caught by Gabriel Davis. And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Titans' 31-yard line.
But one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
He'll get about 6 there as he takes this one down to the 24-yard line.
That's a strong pickup right there on 1st down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
On 2nd down, it's Moss. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4. Allen now looks to throw. Open man, Higbee, the tight end. And he is going to have a Bills 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
Operating from the red zone now, Allen. And this is caught for a Bills touchdown. Gabriel Davis, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Bills have taken the lead. That's one of those long drives where not only do you score, but you really tire out the defense, too.
That's a great point, because now they've been on the field for a long time. Them going to the bench, trying to make adjustments, trying to figure things out, but they'll do so fatigued.
Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead is now 10-7. Now following the touchdown, Hofrichter to kick off. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Derrick Henry and the rest of the Titans offense about ready to roll again. He's been good. They've utilized him well, but they're losing here in the second quarter. What might they change offensively?
I think that what you try and do is expand how you get the ball to him a little bit. Get him out in open space, maybe swing the ball to him. What's that they used to call him, the West Coast offense, the long handoff? Yeah. Serve as your running play that way, as well as continue to feed him the football. Some of these runs now may pop bigger later in the game because of the effects of running it. Sometimes people, after a while, they don't want to tackle him anymore, or they get tired, or they get out of position, or he runs through tackles. Continue to feed him the ball. He's having that kind of game.
Yeah, might they get him the ball in some space in some different ways here. The Titans on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. Meanwhile, this one knocked down in the backfield. It's incomplete.
Certainly appeared to take away his first read, and by the time he tried to look elsewhere and find an open target, the coverage was too good. That one falls incomplete.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. Fair catch called for and taken right near the 30-yard line. 37 yards on the punt with no return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Here comes Josh Allen and the Bills offense back onto the field. Last drive, surgeon-like, dare I say, 7 for 7. That'll help your QB rating.
It will indeed, won't it? Can you figure out QB rating? Can you do it? Can you do the formula?
No, I just know the higher the number, the better.
Yeah, that's what I've been told,
That's what I know.
I know that in the NFL.
Singletary loses it. It's picked up by the Titans, and they will take over at the 29-yard line. Obviously, you got to hold on to the football, but I've got to give credit to the defense there. Good job of knocking it free.
Yeah, because a lot of the time we just blame the offensive players for not taking care of it. How about the effort of the defensive players knowing that guys are going to, and if they're good, anticipate the contact coming and try and cover up the football. And they still find ways to knock it free.
Second down, they go again with Henry. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
The Titans on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 11. They'll look to throw. And finding the tight end, Wilson. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space. And it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
And he'll get about 4 there as he takes it from the 10 down to the 6. Met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Now they're going to be dealing with a 3rd and 7. Is that one officially a loss of 1?
No daylight for him to run through there, and he ran into the defensive tackle, and that guy blocks a whole lot of daylight as it is. He is truly a big man who just made a big play.
Being chased out left. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
So they wind up turning the turnover into points as they convert there for 3.
Yeah, that was a nice job there to force the fumble. They recover, hand things over to their offense, and then the offense went down and got them 3. That alone, that's not enough to win a game, but both units able to do their jobs on these last 2 drives.
And he'll be stopped up at the 25. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though, when they only gave up the field goal and they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive a little more pep in their step because they didn't cost their team a touchdown, but they know they've got to do it a lot better than they did on the last possession.
The coach will just be relieved, though, if they recoup with a score here, right?
I think the coach will be ecstatic to see them pick themselves back up and now take it downfield, punch in the end zone without turning it over.
First down now, but the clock continues to move. He'll get this out wide to Singletary. And he'll go out of bounds. It appears right at the 45. Now Allen again. He'll find Gabriel Davis. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Allen now on first down. Got a man, it's Higbee, complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Now the Bills will use the second of their timeouts as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number one. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And it'll be second down. Again, they'll throw with Allen. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. The Bills are going to go ahead and use their final timeout as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number one. Now Allen. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
They come up here with another shot from the 6-yard line, and it's second and goal now. Working out of the shotgun. Here's Allen. And it's caught. So we have reached halftime here at a good one. 10-10 is our score. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. We'll get started out at GEHA Field.
Due to time constraints, we move you forward in today's broadcast to the beginning of the third quarter. Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. And ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard. On the return comes Webster. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. It's a tie football game here. What do you think, Charles, the message was at halftime?
Well, I think that they probably just looked at things and said, we're fortunate that this is a tie game. No need to panic. No need to change a whole lot. We didn't play anything close to our best in the first half, so we don't have to go out and win one for the Gipper. Let's just go out and play our best football and win one for us. Brandon, I think you and I were both raised the same way in the game of football. You run to set up the pass, but I think we've discovered in this NFL, a lot of teams pass to set up the run. And that's what they've done throughout this game. They've aired it out, thrown it around the yard. Now they've come back to the running game, and they find a way to be successful with it.
On 2nd and 9, Allen. Finding a safety valve here. That's complete. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be third and less than a yard. Play action. Now it's Allen. the feet down, did he? Yes, it's a catch. A big gain there for the Bills.
Brandon, that was a nice route that time. Lined him up on the right and worked his way all the way across the formation. One of the toughest routes to cover because you keep waiting for the ball to be thrown and for him to break something off. He goes all the way across the field, right to left, for a big play.
Now he dumps this off over the middle. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And the Bills are going to have a first and goal as the tackle made at the 10-yard line. So not quite a first and goal. It's first and 10 from the 10. They run here with Singletary. Showed off the toughness, but still corralled shy of the 5 at the 6. It'll be a pickup of 4, and it brings up second and goal. Here's Allen. This is caught. And just shy of the goal line as he's out of bounds right at the 1. 5 yards that time on the completion, and now it's third and goal. So the shotgun snap to Allen, and that is caught. Touchdown, Buffalo. Jalen Reagor, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Bills have taken the lead as they go right down the field and score on the opening drive of the second half. Point after, right down the middle. And that makes it a 17-10 score. Now following the touchdown, Hoff-Richter to kick off. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Titans offense gears up for their first possession of the second half. And this game was all square at halftime, but now they find themselves down 7 following the opening drive touchdown here in the third quarter.
And they need to take a good, relaxing, deep breath, don't you think? Because right now they might start to feel like they've got to play catch-up here and start matching them point for point. But it's still too early to get there. They can still run their offense. Plenty of time to get back in this game.
Henry again on second down. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now third down coming up.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
And on 3rd and 8, defensively, they're going to beef up the secondary. 6 defensive backs. He'll look to throw. And he completes it to Wilson. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds.
We often hear the phrase sure-handed tight ends, and he certainly fits into that category. Plus, he's got a quarterback who knows to look his way when they need a big pickup. And on this play, he finds him for the first down.
Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line.
And that was a beautifully executed screen pass. They let the rushers get upfield and get the escorts in front, meaning the offensive linemen, other blockers out in front. Completed the pass beautifully. So now you've got all that open space with big guys leading the way.
Now here's a throw that's complete. Touchdown! A.J. Brown, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Titans are an extra point away from tying this thing up. Rosas to add the extra point. And he gets it to go, and we're all even. 17 apiece. That time, 75-yard drive, 5 plays. And it ends with a Tennessee score. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. On the return comes Webster. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
Here we go, here we go, here we go.
Josh Allen leads the offense out for their next possession. And the numbers for the last drive, and he was perfect, which maybe isn't surprising because he has not missed a pass in this game yet.
And it lets you know just how precise things have to be for a quarterback to be perfect, because that means the line's blocking really well, no one's dropping any of the passes thrown to them, and the quarterback is accurate. It's almost like a pitcher throwing a no-hitter or a perfect game, isn't it? He's the principal guy, but he needs a lot of help.
Time to find out if he can keep that perfect game going here, partner. On the move to his left. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard. Allen going to give this one to Singletary. Oh, good move. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. He's obviously a bit of a shorter running back. Sometimes when he goes up the middle like that, he gets lost in there, and then he pops out for 10, 20 yards.
I actually asked NFL linebackers if that was true. Do you actually lose sight of some of the smaller running backs? And all of them confirmed that that can be a problem. Think of it this way. 2 of the top running backs in NFL history, Emmitt Smith, Barry Sanders, both 5'10".
Working with a 2nd and 3. And now they'll throw with Allen. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this 3rd quarter. 1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. On 1st down, Allen. This ball complete to Rager. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago, because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
They'll run on 1st down with Singletary. And a short pickup there down to about the 9. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
They know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
Every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive. The Bills on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. Here's Allen to throw it. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
Rohrwasser's kick is good. And the Bills have taken the lead here in the 4th. So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
The Titans offense set to begin to drive. And now they find themselves trailing following the field goal. Still a good amount of time in this 4th quarter, but this drive very well could determine the outcome of this ballgame. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
There's no question that coming into this game, this defense is pretty vocal about its desire to take this running back out of his game, and all that pregame whooping has turned into results.
Flag comes in. This might be a free play. Rumbling past the 30, and finally brought down at the 34-yard line. So offside's the call, and they understandably decline it.
And this is why we're seeing more and more teams hiring that one coach to the staff that's in charge of all these things. This one's minor. It's pretty easy to figure out. But all the game management stuff, trying to help out the head coach in his decision-making process.
A gain of 3, second down.
So, CD, you talk about this football team, and some of the whispers and reports, the social media posts, they hint at a locker room that's splintered, badly splintered. There was talk earlier, some guys might walk away entirely, but that hasn't happened, however, at least to this point.
No, and sometimes some of that talk is just that. Talk. I mean, guys often say, that's it, I'm out of here. And then they realize, I'm not ready to retire yet. What am I going to do now? And they're really ready to come back and dive back in. In fact, we've got guys who are wearing gold jackets in the Hall of Fame. They talked about retirement the last 6-7 years of their careers. So that's not always real. And sometimes you just have to go ahead and ride it out. And this is an opportunity now for everyone in this locker room to move forward.
The Titans on third down. They've hit 4 of 7. Here it's 3rd and 3. They'll set up a throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble. Fortunate to get that football back, because trailing here in the second half, last thing they needed was to lose the possession.
And the word I think of here is opportunity, because it could have been lost there. Their chance to score points. But the opportunity for the defense was to go ahead and really close this game down if they were able to get possession.
1 score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. He's going to have his running back. It's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
Henry on 1st down, not finding much running room as he pushes forward for a yard or 2 at most.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Here's 2nd and 8. And that'll be incomplete.
Nowadays, quarterbacks don't mind throwing into coverage because of the confidence they have in their receivers to come down with the ball. But sometimes you have to be careful you don't get too confident and throw an interception.
A field goal from this spot likely out of the question. They've got to get closer here on 3rd down. Looking to throw. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
From a defensive perspective, they had exactly what you want anytime they want to throw the football. There was pressure on the quarterback. They were getting after him, and they tightened down on the receivers and forced the incompletion.
This offense converted once on 4th down earlier. Now they're out there again to try once more. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And it's intercepted. Picked off at the 40. And a great return here gets this one all the way down to the 20. Second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape, he's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Throwing now is Allen. Rager catches it left side. A good display of footwork. It gets him just inside the 5 to the 4. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the 1st down completion. 3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th. So it's Bills football here as we get you reset. They've got a 2nd down now as they search for a way to get this one to the finish line. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line.
A I like a guy who understands the situation. I also like a guy who you look at him and you say, that looks like a guy who knows the coach is going to say, guess what? You drop this one, you'll be carrying around the training facility for an entire week.
Maybe flashback to high school or college, carrying it around campus, right?
The old gauntlet drill, right? Anyone get the ball out while he's sitting in class and bring it back to the coach? He's in big trouble.
The Titans going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. They'll look to run with Singletary. And the avenue collapsed for him as he's going to be held up short of the goal line. They hold him again, and now all of a sudden it's 3rd and goal at the 1.
Now they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. They'll try and run. Here's Singletary. And he's across for the touchdown. And in the final minute, that should just about seal it. So the second down run didn't work. They run it again on 3rd down and get in. I wasn't sure if they might pass it, Charles. We know that they like to mix it up down here around the goal line.
Yeah, it's felt like the offensive line said, forget mixing it up. Let's call it a favorite running play over our best blockers, and let's get this one in.
Fielded right around the 8. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26.
So now the Titans down on the scoreboard. And time, a huge factor. A 4th straight defeat looming on the horizon, barring a comeback here as they've got it with a first down.
Oh, and the tackle comes quickly. That's only going to get them a couple.
Now Tennessee going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock stops with 23 seconds to go in the game. On play action, they'll throw. And they take him down. The Bills get to him. Now the Titans will use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 18 seconds remaining. An extra defensive back here for the Bills on 3rd down. They'll drop to throw. Throwing right, and that's complete. And he is finally out of bounds, but not before taking it down inside the 30. It's a big play there for Tennessee.
Well, fair to say that when you're looking at guys that can run like the wind, you often find him at the wide receiver position, and that was special there.
And I'll tell you what a bird's eye view I've got here, because that was absolutely something else to watch. Not a lot of wiggle in that. That was catch it and go, and he used those wheels of his to absolute devastating effect.
And caught by Henry. And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. One final shot. They'll look to throw. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Tre'Davious White with a pick.
And the Bills come up with a late turnover, but it will probably only matter to the statisticians as this ball game is now official.